Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host slash creator slash guide slash producer slash director slash founder one of the many multifaceted, ultimately multifaceted aspects, leaders, and transitions for co-creative, expansive, and transcendental omnipotence and of course, various form. There is, of course, been, if I were to describe it specifically, and well, more about the future. So, more co-creative, expansive, of course, magical abilities and powers, and of course that transcendence is a massive leap, which is to be at maximum advanced lengths per se, if it were to be linear. But of course, this is a non-linear function, and it's incredibly well. Being more micro instead of macro, in a macro term, more spectacular, fine, finesse could be a word to be used. Yes, it is fantastic. So fantastic, spectacular transition for the accelerated advancement of what could be a very good, very great, and very excellent foundation for what is supposed to be not only unlimited stability, but of course that the mind state, which is also very, of course, always transcendable, which is what is the importance of transcending our nature. And the key things that I have to know, is of course not only the fact, of course, that this is real, but the just the continued understanding of that it's a fact, but however it's also a very productical, flowable motion creation center, and ultimately, of course, it's a unstoppable force of course, the Renaissance and this Golden Age and this Enlightenment Age, of course, which is a grand thing to lead, of course, to cement, and then, of course, to send grand new foundations, of course, to, of course, spur not only the new ideas, but, of course, that continued acceleration of liberty, which is, of course, is continuous and never-ending. There are many spectacular transitions, many spectacular key elements, and, of course, the true incredible exercise of grand evolution, which is very good news. Of course, this is a grand, and I really emphasize that for a very good reason. Of course, not only is the spectacular spectacle of the true, not only omni-embodiment, but the plural multifaceted omni-embodiments, plural multifaceted natures, of course, the unlimited mind, and of course the absolute incredible potentials of what is throughout the entirety of one great aspect. Yet at the same time, this is, of course, picking up the pace. So this is your host, Christopher Correspondent, this evening edition of Fire of Liberty, transcending space and time, and of course transcending, and then of course leading, and then of course imagining, and then of course building, and then of course transiting, transforming, transfiguring ultimately, and of course with many of the already not only preliminary and preset, but continued unshakable foundations, as well as with the quickable, as well as with the of course there was no pun intended there, as well as with the fluid flow of Fire of Liberty, which is also like a sort of, for personification purposes, I guess, liquid magma. Anyway, grand purposes, of course, are being realized, lived out, and then accelerated, and of course, ultimate transition, acceleration is good, and continued, accelerated, and expanded, and of course, ultra is one aspect, ultra vision. This is your host, Chris Romano, corresponding to the evening edition of the 5th of August, 2017.